By popular demand, we are starting a new series where we talk about each and every builder in depth. We are going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything you need to know to educate yourself and be prepared before you build with any particular builder. Hello, my name is Danielle. I'm a realtor in the northwest part of Houston, and I specialize in new construction and master plan communities. I love educating buyers on the new construction process as well as the various builders here in the Houston area. If this sounds like you and you'd like assistance, feel free to message me down below. So David Weekley started here in Houston, Texas almost 50 years ago, and he has since grown to over 13 states today. David Weekley is an actual guy still living and breathing here in the Houston area, and he started this business when he was 23 years old. And today, if you are building in a master plan community in the Houston area, there is a good chance that David Weekley is going to be one of the home build options. They are the largest and biggest privately owned home builder in the United States, meaning that they are not a publicly traded company. So when you are buying from a David Weekley home, you are buying from a Texas-owned business that really does thrive on customer service and reputation. The first home that I purchased here was actually a David Weekley home, and I've since helped many other people purchase a David Weekley home here in the Houston area. So I'm definitely going to speak on my own personal experience about the builder and some of the stories that my buyers have experienced with David Weekley. So in 2023, this home builder sold over 5,000 single family homes, but compared to a builder like D.R. Horton, who did close to 32,000 in sales and volume, David Weekley isn't a huge mass production builder, but they are a pretty significant builder when it comes to volume. They are number 18 out of 100 builders in the entire U.S. And considering that they mostly build in Texas and a dozen other states, it does make them pretty significant when it comes to volume. So what I have noticed about David Weekley, especially here in the suburbs, is that they are notoriously noticed for the craftsman, modern farmhouse look to their homes. I see it more and more in master plan communities, and they really are becoming one of the builders that if you want in one of these high-end luxury master plan communities, they're building these homes on 35-foot lots, and they're building upwards, so you still kind of get that luxury feel or the 4-bedroom house, but at a smaller price point in the 300s to 400s, which is making it a lot easier for people to get into these communities. David Weekley is also a builder who is starting to build for rent-only communities, which I'm going to make a whole other video about, but they are starting to make products that are for rent only. The home prices for David Weekley here in the Houston area range significantly. You're going to get from $350,000 all the way up to $900,000, but a majority of the builds that David Weekley does fall into that $400,000 to $600,000 range. Really particular about the developers that they build in and the communities. So you're not going to get a David Weekley home in just any community. They do focus on the ones that are major developments and have a really good track record as far as it goes for developer. So if you see a David Weekley in a community, it's more than likely a good choice. So as far as David Weekley home styles, we do have quite a few that we see here in the Houston suburbs. The first one I'm going to talk about is kind of like that Heritage Classic series, is basically more of the classic architecture style, that they have those really big cathedral type roof lines. These homes are going to offer the most customization options and luxury, a lot of luxurious upgrades compared to their Tradition series, which we're going to see in a second. But these are really catered towards move-up buyers or second-time home buyers and buyers that are looking for more of a large, luxurious home in the master plan communities. Here you can plan on spending about $600,000 to $800,000 for these homes. This is one of their more higher end luxury lines. The Traditions is more of their in the middle line. It's not luxury, it's also not their Park series. So with this one, you get more of an affordable home, but it still looks classic. It's not that craftsman farm style home that they're really popular for. These ones are going to be more in the $400,000 to $600,000 range that I was talking about, and you get a whole lot of options with this one. This is probably the series that you're going to see the most in all the master plan communities. And the last home style David Weekley does is the Craftsman collection, and this is homes inspired by that Craftsman architecture style that you see in the Heights a lot. They use a lot of natural materials, and these homes are usually built on really small lots, but they have patios and porches, and they're just really cute homes. They almost look like townhomes, but they're not. And I really like these homes because they were really efficient in putting a floor plan that works, like still having 4 bedrooms, a really luxurious primary bathroom, but still making it affordable. A lot of these homes you can get from the 300s to 500s, which is really good. So common complaints that I've heard a lot with David Weekley: when you are building, there have been construction delays in the past. You know, this does lead to frustration and inconvenience, but this is not exclusive to a David Weekley build. A lot of home builders can experience delays, but that is one of the main complaints I've heard about them. And then the quality control concerns, there have been a lot in recent years. It does feel like home builders are cutting corners more and more. So I do recommend, if you're buying an inventory home or building with David Weekley, or any builder for that matter, that you do get a third-party home inspection. One particular problem I've heard a lot about David Weekley, or a concern people have had, especially I read a lot about this on Reddit, is the mismatched HVAC systems. In certain cases, homeowners have encountered issues with mismatched HVAC systems where the size of the AC unit are not properly matched to the size and layout of the home, which of course could lead to inefficiencies, reduced performance, and premature wear and tear of the HVAC equipment. From what David Weekley is saying is that their engineers and designers design the home a specific way, and that it is engineered to be the right size based on the airflow and the energy efficiency and the layout of the house. I would definitely recommend, if you do build a David Weekley home, to ask the construction manager for the HVAC details and why the system they chose is adequate for the house. They usually can provide documentation from engineers showing you why it does make sense. So overall, I think the pros of building a David Weekley home is that there is more square footage for the price, and it's a really good builder to go with if you're looking for an upper tier luxury builder to get the full design experience, but at a little bit of a lower price than some of the other upper tier builders. I think that David Weekley builds in really quality developments and master plan communities, so if you're picking them, you're more than likely in a pretty good community. And overall, they have really good customer service.